You very much, Vanessa. Well, juggling your finances can be tricky, especially for millennials. And millennial women seem to have certain obstacles in their past when it comes to smart money management.
So joining us to talk more about this is Natalie Elisha Gold, author of The Millennials Guide to the Universe, How to Live the New International Dream. And you're also an estate attorney, right?
I am indeed. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. So let's get started. What are your key money tips for millennials?
We have to start somewhere, and we're not taught anywhere about how to actually protect ourselves. So what I tell women, especially in their 20s, who are the millennial generation we talk about, start saving today for an IVF fund. Because so many of us are hearing the messages of empowerment and career, and yet we're waiting longer to get married, and it's harder and harder in New York City, as I hear, to find the right person. So we need that money in a fund to be able to really draw down to.
If you do want to eventually have children later on, you have difficulty.
And that's anyone's own choice, absolutely.
And talk about a living trust. You say that's important.
Yes. So living trust actually allows a person to give all their legacy without the involvement of the court, which is extremely expensive, extremely time-consuming, and how wonderful. God forbid someone is going through that time in their life where they lost someone. Now it's just a seamless process. It goes to the kids without having to worry about how do I pay.
So it's kind of like a will.
It's a will without having to go to court.
Okay.
So it's completely private, because who wants their dirty laundry aired publicly, which is what happens with a will.
Right. Okay. You also suggest pay less in taxes. Why?
The more money you have in your pocket, the better. Look, I've never seen that the IRS wants to give money back, you know, unless it's your refund. Here's the thing. If you educate yourself on what deductions you can actually take, you're going to end up with more money in your pocket to be able to do the things you want. And for women especially, so many are starting their own businesses as consultants, let's say beauty consultants. I think it's wonderful. So now they can deduct all their makeup and their blowouts, because their brand is how they look.
I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Oh my gosh.
And that makes a lot of sense. And you know, a lot of people we were talking about earlier.
How embarrassing is this? Oh my God, this is live TV, is it not? Go ahead. Sorry, honey.
No, I was just going to say that a lot of people are intimidated to approach their finances, particularly millennials. Why is that the case?
Absolutely. There was a recent study by UBS that 59% of millennial women are leaning on their spouses and not taking care of their finances themselves. Bless you, it's true. And what happens is that we cannot be in that position to do it. We cannot allow our spouses to take care of everything, because 9 out of 10 of us will survive our spouses. And we don't want to start learning about finances in our 80s and 90s. So I propose to women, for the $34 you put into a SoulCycle account to take a class, put the same money in your savings and watch how it grows.
And what percentage of savings would you suggest that people start with?
The more the merrier. I think something like 10% is a benchmark that we can do. And I think at 10%, if you allow it to compound, especially if your employer allows you to match with a 401k, do it. Take advantage.
And why do you think these are special challenges for millennials?
I think that so many millennials are burdened by insane amounts of debt from their student loans, and it's a 7 or 8% compounded interest rate. I ask my bankers, where can I get that in a bank account? It does not exist.
All right.
That's so true.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great tips. And for more of her money-saving tips and to find out more about Natalie's book, just head over to our website, cbsnewyork.com.